Hi, I am Sheikh Mahbub Basha. Welcome to my channel. Happy learning. Welcome students. Welcome to next class. Refraction of light at curved surfaces. Today's topic we start with image formation. Image formation due to a curved surface, curved interface which is separating two media. Consider a curved surface separating two media of refractive indices n1 and n2. So here is the curved surface. This is of refractive index n1 and here is the refractive index n2. So this white portion is refractive index n1. This dark portion is refractive index n2. A point object is placed on the principal axis at point O. Here is point O. Here is an object which is very small in size. Point size. A point size object is assumed here at point O, which is on the principal axis. The ray which travels along the principal axis passes through the pole undeviated. Here a ray starts from O and passing through pole and then through the center of curvature and it is moving undeviated. Once again, starting from O, the ray passes through pole P and center of curvature C and then passes along the principal axis. The second ray which forms an angle with principal axis. So here it is. So this is second ray. This is second ray. It forms an angle alpha here. So because we are not deriving this, we are not interested in these angles. So the second ray bends and passes through the second medium along the line AI. So this ray starting from O touches the interface. So this is the interface. This is the interface. This ray starting from O touches the interface at point A. Then it bends in the second medium and moves along AI from A to the point I. The two refracted rays meet at I and the image is formed there. So one ray from O through P through C is moving along the principal axis. One ray from O to A, then after refraction from A to I. So these two rays are intersecting at this point I. The two refracted rays meet at I and the image is formed there. Okay, right. PO is the object distance which is denoted by U. From P up to O. Once again, from P up to O. This PO is called object distance which is denoted as U. Then PI is image distance which is denoted by V. From P to I, here it is. From P to I means image. From P to I, this PI is the image distance which is denoted by letter V. PC is radius of curvature which we denote as R. PC from P to C. From P to C, this PC is radius of curvature which is denoted by letter R. N1, N2 are refractive indices of two media. This white portion is a media of refractive index N1. This dark area, this is of refractive index N2. So you have to then PO is the object distance. PO is called the object distance and its symbol is U. PI is called the image distance and symbol used is V. PC is called radius of curvature and symbol used is R. Then N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. This equation is called the equation for curved surface. The equation for curved surface. That means when an object in N1 medium is formed an image by the curved interface, then N1 is the refractive index of one medium, N2 is the refractive index of second medium, U is the object distance, V is the image distance, R is the radius of curvature, and relation between this N1, N2, U, V and R, this N1, N2, U, V and R. These are all related by this equation. This equation is called equation of curved surface. Equation of curved surface. Okay, right. Curved surface formula. So this is a rarer medium and its refractive index is N1, and this one is denser medium, its refractive index is N2, and the interface is a curved one. The interface is extended, we get a circle that is called as a sphere of the curved surface. Then center of that circle is the center of curvature. The midpoint of the curved surface is the pole P. Then the line joining the pole P and the center of curvature C. The line joining P and C is the principal axis. On the principal axis, at point O, an object is assumed. Let the object is a point size object. A ray starting from point O travels along the principal axis. It passes through P, then C, and continues its path along the principal axis. Then select another ray which is not along the principal axis. It is traveling in some other direction as shown here. This ray touches the curved interface, and because the medium is changed, its direction is supposed to be changed. Now draw a normal at the point where this ray touches the interface. Normal means it should pass through the center of curvature C. Okay, this black line is the normal here. Then applying the Snell's law, or by our previous knowledge we can say, as the ray is entering from rarer medium to denser medium, it bends towards the normal. Then its path will be something like as shown here. So this ray also crosses the principal axis. At the point where the two rays started from O, one traveled along the principal axis, another one traveled and refracted and reached the principal axis, intersected the principal axis. At that point of intersection where these two rays intersect, meet, image is said to be formed. So this is the point where image is formed. Let us denote the image by I. Then the distance between pole and center of curvature PC is the radius of curvature. Distance between P and C is the radius of curvature R. Then the distance between P and O, pole and the object. The distance between P and O is the object distance and it is denoted by letter U. Then the distance between P and I, pole and the image. The distance between P and I is the image distance and it is denoted by the letter V. Then we get a relation between this N1, N2, U, V and R. Total 5 variables are there. N1, refractive index of rarer medium. N2, refractive index of denser medium. U, object distance. V, image distance. R, radii of curvature. These 5 terms are related by an expression N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. And this is the curved surface formula. This formula is called curved surface formula. Okay, here U, V and R should be measured following the sign convention. Later in this chapter, we will discuss in detail about this sign convention when this U, V and R terms will be positive, when they will be negative will be discussed in sign convention later in this chapter. Okay, so here we got a formula, that is a curved surface formula. What it is? N2 by V minus N1 by U is equal to N2 minus N1 by R. Okay, right. Next, our topic is lenses. A lens is formed when a transparent material is bounded by two surfaces of which one or both surfaces are spherical. Let me read once again. A lens is formed when a transparent material. So to form a lens, you need a transparent material and is bounded by two surfaces. It should have two surfaces of which one or both surfaces are spherical. So a transparent material, it has two surfaces. Of that two surfaces, at least one should be spherical. Then it is called a lens. So a lens is a transparent material having at least one spherical surface. You can say a lens is a transparent material having at least one spherical surface. At least one means you can have more than one. You can have two surfaces also. For example, here this is one spherical surface and on the other side it has one more spherical surface. In this example, here it is flat, it is not a spherical surface, but it has spherical surface on this side. So it has at least one spherical surface. One spherical surface, one side it is flat. So a lens should have at least one spherical surface and it should be a transparent material. A lens is bounded by at least one curved surface. Lenses can be of various types. Some typical lenses along with their names are given in the figures. Let us see. This is a convex surface. This side it is convex. The face which is bulged out is called convex. And this is also a convex surface. One side convex, other side also convex. So it is called a double convex. Double convex, or you can call it as biconvex. Bi means two. So two sides convex, so double convex, or you can call it as biconvex. Next, This side it is having some groove. Instead of bulging at the center, it is thin, very narrow, very thin at the center, and it is bulged at the edges. So here it is bulged, here it is bulged, here it is narrow. So this surface is concave, and this surface is also concave. So two sides concave, double sides concave. So it is called double concave or biconcave. Bi means two. Next one. This side it is plane. One side it is plane. So next, other side it is convex. So at the middle it has it is bulged, and at the edges it is thin. So this type of structure is called convex. So one side plane, one side convex. It is called plano-convex. Next one. One side flat, so it is plane. On the other side it is concave. So one side plane, one side concave. Therefore it is called plano-concave. Next. This is a interesting case. Here it is concave. This is concave. One side it is concave, and the other side it is convex. So one side concave, another side convex. So it is concavo-convex. Next. A lens may have two spherical surfaces bulging outwards. Such a lens is called double convex lens or biconvex lens. So this is bulging out. It has two surfaces. It is bulged at the center. Here it is bulged. లావుగా దుబ్బగా ఉందని అర్థం. And at the edges it is thin. So both sides it has a convex surface. So it is a biconvex lens. So double convex lens or biconvex lens. It is thick at the middle as compared to edges. Thick at the middle as compared to the edges. ఈ చివర్లలో కొసల దగ్గర సన్నగా ఉంది, పల్చగా ఉంది, మధ్యలో లావుగా దొబ్బగా ఉందన్నమాట. సో ఇట్ ఈస్ థిక్ అట్ ది మిడిల్ యాజ్ కంపేర్డ్ టు ఎడ్జెస్. అంచుల దగ్గరతో పోలిస్తే మధ్య భాగంలో మందంగా ఉంటుంది. Similarly, a double concave lens is bounded by two spherical surfaces curved inwards. ఇది. This is curved inwards. This is curved inwards. Okay na? So this is curved inwards. So it is thin at the middle. And thicker at the edges. మధ్యలో మందం తక్కువగా ఉంటుంది, ఎడ్జెస్లో మందం ఎక్కువగా ఉంటుంది. సో ఇట్ ఈజ్ థిన్ అట్ ది మిడిల్ అండ్ థిక్కర్ అట్ ది ఎడ్జెస్. ఇట్ ఈజ్ కాల్డ్ biconcave lens. Okay, right. Observe 6C, 6D, 6E to understand structures of plano-convex lens and plano-concave lens and concavo-convex lens. So this is plano-convex, this is plano-concave, and this is concavo-convex. Okay, right. Next, here we are concerned only with the thin lenses. That is, the thickness of the lens is negligible. So here we are considering lenses whose thickness is very, very less. Okay, Right. Let us learn the terminology used in the case of lenses. Each curved surface of a lens is part of a sphere. Yes, we know. The curved surface, if we extend, we will find a sphere. The center of the sphere, which contains the part of the curved surface, is called center of curvature. The center of the sphere, which contains the part of the curved surface, is called center of curvature. What does it mean? Let me explain. If this curved path is extended, we will find a sphere, and center of that sphere is called center of curvature. This side is the first surface, therefore this is center of curvature C1. Okay, it is denoted by letter C. Yes, here this is denoted by letter C. For this lens, this is the first surface. Left hand side is the first surface. So if we extend this, you will find a sphere. So if you extend this first surface, you will find a sphere, and center of that sphere is the center of curvature C1. If a lens contains two curved surfaces, then the center of curvatures are denoted by C1 and C2. If we extend this second surface, second surface, if we extend this, you will find another sphere. If this is extended, you will find another sphere, and center of that sphere is C2. Center of that sphere is C2. If a lens contains two curved surfaces, then the centers of the curvatures are denoted as C1 and C2. So for this first surface, this left hand side is first surface, this is the sphere, and this is the center, so it is C1. And for this second surface, this is the sphere, and this center is C2. Okay, right. The distance between the center of curvature and the curved surface is called radius of curvature R. The distance between the center of curvature and curved surface is called radius of curvature. This is the center of curvature and center of the curved surface, this point P, this is pole P. From P to C1, this distance is called radius of curvature. Similarly, from P to C2 on the other side, from P to C2, this is R2. So this is having one surface, one sphere, one center, one radius. Second surface, second sphere, second center, and second radius. Radii of curvature are represented by R1 and R2 respectively. Radii of curvature are represented by R1 or R2 respectively. That means for the first sphere, the radius is R1, and for the second sphere, radius is R2. This is R1, and here it is R. Okay, here it has shown. This is R1, and this is R2. Radius is R2. The line joining the points C1 and C2 is called principal axis. The line joining the points C1 and C2 is called principal axis. Here is C1 and here is C2. The line joining C1 and C2, this line is called principal axis. Then the midpoint of a thin lens is called optic center of the lens. So optic center of the lens. So this is the midpoint. This is the midpoint of the lens. So midpoint of the thin lens is called optic center of the lens. The midpoint of a thin lens is called optic center of the lens, denoted by letter P. Here it is. Here it is. Center of the lens is the optic center. Okay. Right. Next. Let us go through an animation video to understand the terminology related to lens. This is a convex lens. This is first refracting surface. This is first refracting surface sphere, and center of this sphere is C1, and radius of this sphere is R1. Then this is the second refracting surface. If you extend this surface, you will get a sphere. This is second refracting surface sphere. This is second refracting surface sphere center. And this is second refracting surface radius. And the line joining C1 and C2 is the principal axis. The center of this lens is the optic center, represented by letter P. So for this lens, on either side, it has two center of curvature. Here, parallel rays are incident. Rays from infinity are parallel rays. They are converged to a point, and that point is called focus. Their converging point is called focus. And these are the rays from infinity, and they are parallel. Their converging point is called focus, F2. So the center of the lens is the optic center and is denoted by the letter P.